overhead face. Why is my face not working? There we go. Okay. All right, folks. Tony made this work. I think we're testing it out right now. I don't want to touch too many boxes because I just don't know what is going on. But I think, well, so if you happen to see me going live right now, if you can say hello in the chat, I have Tony has connected this up to my YouTube and to Twitch again. And at some point, there is a box he said that's going to go on the screen, but I don't see it and I don't want to touch anything else right now. I touched, Tony, if you're listening, because I think you said you are. Um, oh, yay, Sue, my tester. Thank you. Tony, she sees me and hears me on both Twitch. And Elisa is here. Hello, Elisa from YouTube. Okay, so Sue is on both. You're the best. She gave me a super smiley face. And Kenyatta, hello. Jolene, hello. Okay, my tech savior is coming downstairs again, I think. Um, everybody. Oh, Nancy's coming. Okay, I did not touch this thing. All I touched was clicking on face because my face wasn't showing up under puzzle.
Okay, move.
Okay. All right. Hang tight. Elisa says hello.
Hello, Elisa. You get to see my ugly mug for a while.
And everybody else up there too.
And everybody else who's on here. I don't like live streams. But
he's amazing.
All right. I'm going to go here.
I'll be back to puzzle in a minute.
Hello. Hi, Sue. You guys see any chat on this one? I know you see my ugly face, but do you see a chat? Like in the lower right hand corner? Hey, Kenny.
Ooh, that's an interesting nickname. That was Kenyatta.
It just says Kenny, so I just said, hey, Kenny.
Oh,
Sorry.
maybe there's another Kenny.
Not trying to offend. I just see words here, and I don't really know your names or your handles. So, can you hear me? I guess that's the first step.
Sue said she can hear on both and see.
All right. Well, puzzle addicted, it's my wife. And happy wife, happy life. You should know that.
That's
or maybe
Jolene.
you don't. Maybe you don't. I don't know.
That's Jolene.
All right, you guys can hear me. Hello, a child. Can you see? I really don't like my face on here, but can you see chat on the window? All right, thanks, Puzzle Addicted. Can you guys see? No chat on window? All right, thanks, Sue. So we're still working through that piece. What I'm trying to do, I got everything set up for her so she can actually puzzle. Notice, puzzling and stuff. What I'm trying to do is make it so you guys can talk to each other from Twitch and from YouTube. Well, so I guess I need a little bit more work on that, huh?
He's amazing.
Face full screen. Browser. All right, let's see. No, Sue, you don't usually see a chat window, but what I'm trying to put one there, and uh, I've got all of the audio and video working. That's pretty obvious. But what I'm trying to do is get that browser. I'm trying to get something so that you guys, if you're on YouTube, yeah, if you're on YouTube, you chat, and if you're on Twitch, you chat. But I want like Sue, who's on Twitch, to talk to who talk to Nancy on YouTube. That's kind of my goal here. But I'm not there yet. It seems like I just got one piece of it done. I got everything working right, but I just don't have this particular thing working yet. So that's okay. At least she could do this. So Lisa. Do you want to just like do this
Yes.
thing for now? And
Yes.
all right. So I'm putting it back to starting soon. Have fun, kids, and we have more work to do on the cross chat. But I'm kind of
Very few people are on Twitch anyway. Nancy, I mean, Sue goes on both to test it out for me,
yeah.
but they're most likely. Can you bring this upstairs when you go? Um, there's most likely not going to be people on Twitch that will interact.
Yet.
Okay. Thank you. You're amazing, and I love you.
I love you too. Have fun.
Thank you. Sue says goodbye, Tony.
Bye, Sue.
Hi, friends. Welcome back. Isn't my husband amazing? I love him very much. He's the best.
Lisa,
Yeah.
tell them if they think I'm amazing, subscribe to my channel right now.
Okay. So, Tony said, if you think he's amazing just like I think he's amazing, please subscribe to his channel, Bleach Your Life, right now. Elisa said goodbye too.
Bye bye.
Yes. So I know. Oh, Sue is already subscribed.
Oh, okay. All right.
I have a feeling most of them are because they know and like you.
Oh,
But if you have not subscribed to Bleach Your Life or told the sports lover in your life about Bleach Your Life, please do so. He does a lot of baseball. He does hockey. Um, he goes to some games. Kenyatta also says goodbye.
bye.
He says bye. So, oh, Elisa says, where is Pepper? Oh, and Elisa is already subscribed too.
Thanks, Elisa.
He says, thank you. Pepper is sleeping upstairs. Okay, that works. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate it because that'll get me some time on Twitch because I just haven't been doing that, because we've been trying to get this working. And friends, as you know, um, so Sue's going to be on YouTube. Thank you. So as you know, I've been going directly through my phone, but then you can't see the overhead of the puzzle, and I just like doing it this way better. I'll do that occasionally, the individual just through YouTube, maybe if I'm streaming out of the camper. Um, but yeah, this is my favorite. So my husband's amazing, and I really appreciate him. The next step is to, all everyone's over on YouTube with the exception of Sue. Um, Sue does both. Yes, it's Barnstormer Bleacher Life. I think his handle is just at Bleacher Life, but yes, it's he's changed his name a few times. Barnstormer happens to do with baseball. I guess barnstorming, I think, was something that teams used to do a long time ago, traveling from location to location to play baseball. I think. I'm not sure. But yes, that is him. Thank you so much, Kenyatta. Um, so, with that, I think I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. I'm going to, I think the goal is also to copy everything that's working here. And oh, thank you so much, Kenyatta. I appreciate that. Um, he does a lot of shorts when he goes out to games, and people like that because he shows favorite players and such. So you'll be seeing, shorts pop up from him this weekend because there's lots of games. He does fireworks shows. Um, he used to do longer videos, and he might do them every now and then. So if you are into baseball history, you can certainly. Oh, cool. He just popped back in. So he said, thanks for the subs, folks. And thank you if you've already subscribed before. Thank you as well. Um, so I was going to mention something. Oh, what he's going to do too then is basically make a copy, I believe, of everything and how it's set up in my. I'm going to call it my basement studio because that's really what it is, even though it's a card table with the puzzle table on top of it and lights and computers and stuff, and everything else is in my basement. You've seen the basement with stuff. This is my basement studio. So if we were to say that the upstairs, where you've seen the bookcase that has all the puzzles behind it, that is the upstairs studio, which is also our second bedroom. So the goal is to get everything that's working down here also working upstairs, because that software package OBS upstairs is constantly failing, and that's where I can do my online jigsaw puzzle streaming, where I can invite you guys in to do it, where some of you have done that before. I think Kenyatta, you might have, Elisa, you might have. Um, and that's another way to build community that I like and enjoy. But the software that I use to do screen sharing crashes like every time I go in. So I haven't used that. And that's why I've had to turn my phone to my computer monitor sometimes. Anyway, that's the plan now that everything is working. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jolene. I appreciate you subscribing to his channel because he is he is what makes all of this computer stuff go. I have done a few things here and there, but when there's been problems, when there's been leveling up, trying to make things a little bit better, that is all Tony. And he has literally spent the last 2 hours trying to troubleshoot why the microphone wasn't working, why the chat wasn't working, and I appreciate everything that he has done. I am not going to try to get Epidemic Sound going right now. That's where you would hear the music behind the scenes. Well, not behind the scenes, but that's where you heard the little bit of music. That's something for a later time. I don't want to mess with anything else, but eventually I could make that music go straight through my computer and not um bypass the speaker, essentially, so there won't be feedback. You can hear it well. And but I don't want to mess with anything with music until then, so you're not going to hear any music, just going to hear me jibber jabbering. And Elisa had asked, where's Pepper? He's upstairs. He's asleep on his little bed that's in Tony's office. We have two tall cat trees, this little makeshift thing you can't see over here, but this is where my two boxes of puzzles are, with his little Hello Kitty blanket. That's where he lays next to me, especially if I put some treats there. So we have that. We have, and then we have three smaller perches for him to sleep in. Um, yeah. Some of them are on their last legs because he can scratch on the carpet that's on it. But then we just move it to a different place in the house. So, anyway, this is what I was working on the other day. So this is still a work in progress. I'm going to try not to touch too many things at all because, except for I am going to move my face into the upper left because that's how I like it to be. And I don't know if I want to make it smaller or not. I think that's what we have right now is what I'm going to do. I'm going to move my mouse out of the way. This is the puzzle that I started sorting the other day. It's called Pop Art Woman. It's beautiful. I love it. It's 1,000 pieces, and the company is TCG Games, and it has SureLox, and I'm not sure what exactly that is, but I've seen that before. Maybe it's a sub brand. Maybe that's the actual name of the puzzle company. I am not sure. It says it is challenge level 5 puzzle pieces out of 7. Um, so I'll show you this won't actually fit in my box top holder. Isn't that beautiful? That's the middle of the puzzle. So there is a lot of a variety of colors. So this is what I sorted through the other day. We have this. This is the pile of the black hair, the blue hair with her black like streaks through it. And it's kind of funny. I know, Sue, you're just listening, but I referenced you several times the other day. I think this is my new sky for this particular puzzle. Since I hate doing sky, this is the sky of this puzzle. I have to come up with a term. Nemesis. This is my puzzle nemesis of this puzzle. This is my nemesis. I'm going to try to be working through it bit by bit so I don't leave it all to the end like I often have. So that's the hair. I also separate all of this peach. You like that? Yeah. Oh, something else that came up out of, I think it was my last live stream, and I don't know if everyone was there. I think most people were. So I was talking about now that I made this or came up with this, I didn't come up with this. Who came up with this? Anyway, Noah Lisa was there. Oh, I think it was Leslie Puzzle. She's like a new subscriber that I don't remember her name. It has something to do with Leslie and puzzling. Anyway, OG is instead of original gangster. I was saying that um, OG stands for original groupie. In this group is now original groupie. So there are a variety of people in our group that are original groupies that have been here for quite some time. Elisa is one of them. Kenyatta is one of them. Sue's one of them. Puzzle addicted Jolene, I think you're one of them as well. But you came along a little bit later. Nancy, I don't remember if you've been here since the beginning or if you came in around when Jolene was here. Do you like this my animated hands that I'm talking with my hands? Uh anyway, so you are my OG folks. And I'm sure I missed somebody. Got Kenyatta, Elisa. Every now and then we've had Javi come in. Ricky's come in every now and then. Um and people definitely watch the replays, which I super appreciate. So, Jolene, you have puzzles by SureLox. Oh, it's the brand? Okay. So, the brand is called SureLox, and this, where is my box? Where did I put it? Oh, jeez. So, this is the brand, SureLox. I wonder if I could do it this way. Nah, it's a little trickier. SureLox is the brand, and TCG Games must be the not vendor, supplier, maybe. Yeah, okay, a few months. So, well, from now on, everybody else is OG, original groupies. That sounds so silly in a way because it's like for you guys to be a groupie of me, that's kind of weird. But let's say you're puzzle groupies of everybody else. You guys are fans of each other's channels. I'm sure, in addition to you subscribing to my channel, we went through this the other day about everyone's channels. So, I don't think Elisa has a channel. I'm not sure about Sue and Nancy. I don't think so, but Kenyatta definitely has a channel. So if you're not subscribed and you like crocheting and a little bit of sewing and diamond painting, and she's done Lego, she has lots. So it's Kenyatta's Hobbies, as you can see. Um, Javi, you know Javi. Um, Javi's Puzzle Odyssey. You know Ricky's Puzzle and Book Chat. Puzzles with Bree, Vicky from Puzzles and Purrs. Is it Vicky's Puzzles and Purrs? I don't think so. I need to watch some more of her videos sometime soon. Uh, Jigsaw Puzzle Connection is Karen. Sometimes she comes on the channel. Oh, wonderful. Excellent. Thank you, Tony. That is Tony's handle on Twitch, Barnstormer HQ. So wonderful. I see you coming in from Twitch. I appreciate you. I appreciate all your hard work for me. I love you. So yes, please. Oh, and Puzzles with Bree. I don't. Oh, but Jigsaw Puzzle Connection. She's Karen. Um, you guys already know most of these people, but give each other some love, right? Oh, it's just Puzzles and Purse. Okay. Yeah, she recently showed off her patriotic puzzle collection. I just saw the thumbnail. I haven't watched it yet, but as the 4th of July holiday is tomorrow, if you're interested in seeing some patriotic um, puzzles, go take a look at her most recent video. And I just finished watching. Okay, yeah. So Tony says he can't see anybody else except for Sue. Needs to work on that some more. That is quite all right. And Sue is chatting over on YouTube. She's still in. She's so kind as to stay in Twitch because that gives me some time in Twitch, and I appreciate that. So anybody, show everybody the love, right? Back to puzzling. So I did. Oh, this is yellow, which is this bit. This is a wall, okay? So this is pop art but painted on a brick wall, okay? So the various colors are behind the woman. So we have yellow. This is her face. So we have a couple of big chunks. Um, this is these are little buildings that are reflected in her sunglasses. Kind of hard to see that. Most of this red is the lettering, but it's also some of her lipstick. Um, Green, I have a feeling I'm going to be putting some together. This is one of my favorite colors, especially lime green. So I might be working on that today. I'll also be working on this blue because that's super, super easy. There's not too many pieces. And I'll be working on this, I don't know, dark pink, purpley color. Not quite sure what that would be. And then I do have all of the borders sorted out. Not sure if and when I'm going to be working on that today. And then I still have 4 random trays. As you can see, there's some pieces that I've missed. So generally what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll be like, oh, okay, so there's some of that blue. There's some more blue. Quite a bit of that face. I'm going to have to work on both the hair and the face throughout the course of the puzzle. Otherwise, those are just going to drive me bonkers. We'll call them, both of them are my nemesis. We'll say that the blue is sky and the beige would be, let's say if I was doing a landscape puzzle, it'll be trees or mountains. And you know what? You don't generally see me do landscape puzzles. Why? Because I don't really like them. If there's enough, generally you'll see the sky and you'll see that sort of puzzly thing if there's enough buildings or um I don't know, like it's a nostalgic like barn raising or something like that because I really do like those. Generally speaking, I'm not going to pick up a landscape that's just straight up landscape. I saw someone, it might have been Javi, do I think it was his most recent recap of all the puzzles that he's done. He had a Bob Ross landscape puzzle, and it was sky, it was trees, it was mountains. It was horrendous, in my opinion. Like, that is not one that I'd be picking up. Okay, so I'm just taking this tray and here's some like orangey color that I hadn't sorted. Um, or that I did sort but off to the side. Um, let's see, some of these have, oh, you can't, that's a little camera. You can't really see this either, but some of them have the blue and her face on it. So I don't know which pile to put it in, but I'm just gonna drop it over there. We're gonna put these little light purples over here because I see that they're connected somehow to her sunglasses. Let's see what else. So I'm pretty sure we talked about this the other day, but I wonder if anybody has any plans. I know that I'm on in the background, so you do not have to chat back if you're well into your whatever you're doing. I was actually finishing watching Javi's video on the treadmill this morning. Hey, yay me, I actually got on the treadmill. Um, oh yeah, it was okay. So Nancy said yes, it was Javi that mentioned it, and you didn't like that puzzle either. Oof, looks rough. But I was able to, he is amazing. I was able to finish up that video by getting on the treadmill, and I was very pleased about that. I know I talked the other day that I need to be doing my physical therapy and I have hand exercises too because I have arthritis. Didn't do that today, either one of them yet, but I do think that I'll work on it. If I could like link them all together, that would probably be good. But like they say you should um, anchor your habits to some to another. Like for example, if you know you always brush your teeth, and I was talking about this with my physical therapist, if you always brush your teeth, then do your, you know, physical therapy exercises right after you brush your teeth. Because I was like, oh, I can link it up with my treadmill. But if I don't necessarily do the treadmill every day, that's not going to work. And the goal is for me to try to do my PT exercises every day because if I do, even if I miss it sometimes, it I'll still generally speaking get around to it. But we'll see. We'll see. But you have to celebrate. This isn't anything. You have to celebrate your wins where you can get them. So my win today was getting on the treadmill. Tony had a huge win in the fact that he got my multi-streaming chat working again and my microphone again. That was the biggest thing. I was like, well, if people can't hear me, I can't stream using that software. And for the life of me, I couldn't figure it out because I have my overhead camera. I have my camera that's in front that you see me with. And then I also had a side speaker, and I couldn't figure out which one was which one was the one that was I was using for my microphone? I saw all the different like inputs or whatever it was on the software, but I would change to the different ones and then it would just didn't work. So Tony was able to make it go. He saved the day. So I have a fair number of these like random pieces. Well, hello, Chris. Oh, and you're coming from Twitch as well. Thank you, because I can see the little icons next to you. So wonderful. Thank you so much for joining. This is my first stream in a while on Twitch. I've been on YouTube, but I've been having some technical difficulties, so I've been streaming with my phone only, and I've been streaming mainly to um, YouTube because that's where most of my um, friends are at. That's where my little community is that we've built. And right now, you're not able to see their chats, but my husband eventually will be working on that. He spent 2 hours today trying to get my microphone working again and to get um, just to get, yeah, my microphone and to get it so that I could actually see the chat because that wasn't working either. So he made wonderful strides for me today, and I appreciate it. Thanks, Elisa. Yeah, I think I've done a fairly decent job. We just got a severe weather alert. We got a lot of rain yesterday. I wish I could send this rain to my family in Colorado. Um, they had a devastating wildfire. I'm not sure if it's still um, going or not, but it's so dry there. And I don't know, I don't remember who was on when I did my streaming from the hotel room with that little puzzle, but that's where I was like a week and a half ago. Um, and like a week later, there was a lightning strike, and it's so dry there. Where I had just been visiting with my family, my brothers and my sister, we had gone in for my aunt's um, 80th birthday party, and huge wildfire, huge. And the southern town that we were in, a lot of I think at one point it said 23,000 acres. Oh, yes, Pueblo. That's exactly where. Mm. And Beulah is the town it's a mountain town that's about 20 minutes or so south of Pueblo. And yeah, a lot of that is destroyed. And my family and I had just been walking down the lanes where my grandparents' cabin had been. It, it has since been, you know, rebuilt as a different cabin, but Aunt and Uncle's cabin was there, and I'm pretty sure so much is in that area are you can see the chimneys of the houses that used to be there. And I can't even imagine it. I've seen pictures of the fires. I have not seen pictures of the houses themselves. I've just heard of it. And yeah, it it's horrible. They sent in the fire airplanes, the ones that drop fire retardant, but it came like to me so much of Beulah I think was burning before my cousin even said that the fire airplanes came. But I'm sure every place, so many places out west are um, dry. So, and I'm sure like the fire airplanes, that's like a really, and I think there's like there's a term, smoke jumpers, I think, the people that are part of that thing. I'm sure there's much more, um they're much more than your typical fire person. And so I'm sure there are not that many out there, and not that many planes that can do it. And so I am not faulting um them at all. But when she said it was like a day or two after the fires started, I was like, oh, it's kind of a little late. So they evacuated several other of the mountain towns. They evacuated Rye. They evacuated Colorado City. And it seemed as though my family was going to have to move to another area in Pueblo. I'm not sure if that actually happened, but there were people in like mobile home parks that had, and in houses that everyone had to be evacuated and are probably still in shelters because everything's gone. And it's hard to believe. I'm so thankful that I went to see my family. I think the regret that I would have felt would have been very bad. But what's worse is, just as Nancy said, just as Sue said, so sad. And so yeah, so your sister-in-law Nancy lives there. Boy, that my cousin said that the smoke was really, really bad in Pueblo. And so um I'm not quite sure how like evacuation and all that stuff is if it's happening in Pueblo. I've not heard that they're evacuating or anything, but my prayers and thoughts are with your sister-in-law and your family, because I can't even imagine the amount of destruction and how that would impact you. Like, I don't even want to see pictures of where we had literally just been. I took a lot of film, a lot of video for my own personal um um my own personal, I don't want to say record keeping, but I guess it is, because I'm like, oh, remember where we went to play, or I would walk around with my cousins, or there was a park. I think I'm going to work on the purple. Oh, over 40 years. Mm. Well, I hope so. I'm sure that she has friends and family that I think some of the homes that are in the mountain areas are year-round homes. Some of them are vacation homes, but regardless, it's sad. So I'm sure she knows people too. I'm thinking very optimistically. I took out all of the purple pieces and I'm like, oh, I'm going to do those all right now. And I just moved my little puzzle tray away. So yeah, I guess I better do that. Normally I start with a border. There's kind of a lot of the border. My rule is start with a border unless the border is like all one color. And it's not. But since there's so much of it, I don't know why I decided I want to just work on a little bit of this. So we have um, the area that I'm working on is this, which is right by the super. Okay, so that should be pretty easy to do. And I figure once I get started with that. So anyway, I'll stop talking about Pueblo and Beulah, but yeah, continued. If any folks are prayer folks, and I know Kenyatta, because I did not watch it yet, but I saw you have your testimony. So Kenyatta, if you can please pray for my family, I would very much appreciate it. But I will leave that topic now because it's very sad, and I'm sure you did not sign on to hear somebody talk about very sad stuff. So, anyway, um, also, Let's just take a moment to celebrate the fact that all of the pieces of this Charlie and the Chocolate Factory puzzle, or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. The book is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Let's celebrate all of these pieces. We're here, even though there's that nice hole. Unbelievable. 1,000 pieces. And when I posted the pictures of this, and it's up on my community page, I don't remember who it was, but someone said, "Don't you count your pieces before you start your puzzles?" Um, Basically, because I, I was so surprised and thankful that all the pieces were there, and I was like, "No, I don't. I've never done that. I know sometimes people have. Oh, geez, you can already tell. Look at how loose this fit is. Not a puzzle that I'm going to probably be able to do a puzzle pickup with, but yeah, I guess I'd be interested. I know a few people have said that they count their pieces. Do any of you? Yeah, I agree. Was exciting to see no missing pieces. Do any of you count your pieces ahead of time if it comes like from the thrift store? I think Nancy, I think you're the one that had said that you generally exclusively buy from thrifted puzzles, I think. Um, so yeah, I'd be interested. And if people watch this after the fact, please let me know if you count your pieces. I think Karen at Jigsaw Puzzle Connection, I think she mentioned counting pieces once. Um, I guess I could see that for a smallish piece count, like if it's 500 or something, or 300, but ah, bye, Kenyatta. Thanks so much for stopping by. I love the fact that, well, not that your grandgirls are going crazy, but that you get to spend time with them. So enjoy, have fun. I hope you have a great holiday weekend if I'm not on again. So just enjoy. Um, and so, oh, Sue, you don't count. And Nancy, you don't count. Yeah, let's just say I guess it doesn't bother me if I have a missing piece or two. So since it doesn't bother me and it doesn't give me fits, I think it makes complete sense to not count my pieces. However, if I would be really upset if I got missing pieces, maybe I could count, but honestly, I think I would lose track unless I made them in little piles. 1,000 pieces? Can you imagine? That's a lot of pieces to have to count and keep track of. I know that when I crochet, I lose count of the number of stitches that I do, and I might only have 100 stitches, and I have to put stitch markers in. So at first I was just like, am I the only one that doesn't count? Like, I don't think so. Um, with that in mind, if you don't know most Roblox, hello, welcome back. 6767. I don't know. Should I say that to you each time you come back on? Because now I was like so fussy about it the other day. I just don't like people saying say a thing. But now I'm like, whatever. But 6 7. So if you don't know that I crochet, folks, I make little. Ooh, he's green, so he's not going to show up right. But I make little crocheted chickens. See. Okay, so I should say 6 7 each time, Roblox. I'll be happy to. Thanks for coming back. Sue says, I would think most people still do the puzzle even if a piece is missing, so counting is not really necessary. No judgment on those who do. I agree. If that works for you, count away. I don't count, and I'm okay with that. I'm gonna leave my little friends up there. Oh, he's falling over. And I have actually two chicks. Put both of those. You can't really see them as well. One of them has a very wonky face. You can tell that his lips are not. Um, you have to stitch the chenille around a couple of times. But anyway, he'll keep me company. Would you guys ever be interested in watching me crochet? Since I'm on in the background of you guys doing your own puzzling, I don't know. Let me know if you're interested in me doing that sometime because I do so many puzzles, I don't really crochet as much anymore. And that's okay, I guess, but it's a hobby that I like doing. So if I could somehow incorporate that every now and then, that'd be kind of fun. So let me know if that's something that you're interested in. And you wouldn't even have to comment on it, just have me on in the background. But oh, Roblox is interested. Okay, cool. Yeah, right now. See, this is called chenille. Oh, great. Okay, Sue, I'd be happy to work on that. This is called chenille or blanket yarn. It's very fuzzy. It's sort of like if you can think about what a pipe cleaner, the outside fuzz that a pipe cleaner has. It's not the metal inside, but um, so that's how I make little puffy things like this. These are amigurumis. They're toys, and I think it's amigurumi is like it's Japanese for like knitted toy, small knitted toy. Um, but that's come to encompass all like knit and crochet. And then here's another one that I made. This is from worsted weight, a lot thinner yarn. Um, oh, isn't that great? Isn't that such a great movie? I'm sorry that your internet went down. I think that I use my internet so much for everything. I think I would have a hard time if my internet went down. So yeah, and I have tons of pattern books for my crocheting. I just like I said, I haven't done it in a while. So I'd be, and I can take it completely off puzzling and make it a different channel. I don't know if that would be a good idea though. Jeanette and her puzzles. She also has Jeanette and her yarn. And she made a temperature or is making a temperature blanket. And that's where you give different degrees of temperature a certain color. And so you do I think she's making a blanket or maybe she's making a body pillow. So, you record like the temperature for the week and then you change the colors as, you go throughout the week. But so, okay. Well, good deal. Every now and then I might pop on and do something like that cuz I can show simple stitches. I can show just me crocheting. Um I don't do lots of fancy. Uh-oh. I'm already going into the blue and I'm not done with this purple yet. So your internet was not great either, Roblox? Yeah, we had some pretty active storms. So it at least by me. So that kind of makes sense. I think there is a lot of extreme extreme weather. Okay, where is this? Ah, so it's a body pillow that she's making. Okay. Makes sense because a blanket is just huge. I have made one extremely large Afghan out of just different rectangles, burgundy and hunter green, and we have that. Um, I've made a couple smaller, kind of like throw blankets. They're not blankets for a bed. I've made a couple of really wonky ones that I've ripped them all out because they were awful. But generally speaking, I make small things now. I don't make, and I've tried to make some like vests and such. I've made a couple of shawls successfully, but my vests, I either, so I watch Star Trek. I, I don't know if other people do. For some reason, I think that Kenyatta might have. But anyway, there's a character, an alien in Star Trek called the Romulans, and their uniforms are these very pointy um, shoulders. And one of my vests turned out like that. It was like not curved or tapered at all. It was like boxy. And I'm like, I feel like a Romulan. So I ripped it out. I tried to, it was a mess. So, and then when you try to, most of the time, it's called frogging, rip it, rip it, rip it, rip it. Sounds like a frog. Most of the time, when you frog things, you're able to use the yarn again. But if you've already been like attaching pieces or you've finished in a certain area, it doesn't do that nicely. And so um then I end up like cutting it and mm, just a just a mess. So I haven't done blankets in a while and I haven't done that many successful, they're called wearables or clothes. But okay, I think this is the top part of super. Is it? No, it's you can okay, the bricks are going horizontal. That's how you can help sometimes when you're doing um textures. If you're not sure, you're like, "Oh, that's purple." Okay. And you're like, "Oh, no, no, that's not right. This is a brick wall, so it needs to go this way." Let's put this little guy out of the way. So, put this back over here. So we don't have current big plans except for some baseball um, for the holiday. We'll be going to my in laws at some point. I'm not quite sure when, and I'm not quite sure what we're going to bring over there. Um, we might do like just a um, sandwiches. We've brought over grilled food, grilled chicken. So, want to do make it easy on them and bring the food over, but I'm not quite sure what it's going to be. Okay, I have a feeling there's a lot more pink out there that I am missing, so I have to go. I like to call it piece shopping. Oh, you're welcome, Roblox. Yeah, since we were talking about channels and stuff earlier, if anyone likes Roblox or if you have grandkids that like Roblox, I almost started doing a program at our library about Roblox because I had run a Minecraft program that was successful. But when I did a little bit of research and it was very lack of structure and there were all sorts of like mini rooms that you could go into, I decided not to go down that road because when we had it for the library, we had what was called Minecraft EDU. Oh, you're welcome. It was called Minecraft EDU, and it was like a sort of a locked down Minecraft world that everybody was in. And like I had the ability to like, um, I could say if we played in creative mode or survival mode, I could um, like lock someone down if they were being disruptive because these are, middle schoolers and younger playing. um I could kind of have a little bit more control over it. I don't know if Microsoft does Minecraft EDU anymore, but it was an ability to keep it a little more closed down. And so when I did some research about Roblox, I'm like, oh, that's the next one. I should look into that. It sounded like there were people that were saying there were problems in some of the rooms in Roblox and that you couldn't control player versus player fighting. And I don't have parents like sit in on those programs, so I would have very little control. And if it hasn't come out yet, I like control. And it's something that I always, oh Jesus, fit is so loosey goosey. Maybe because I had that one in the wrong spot. But in general, this is kind of loose. But anyway, so I didn't, long story short, I didn't do that program. I did try it a little bit myself, but it was more for kind of like just doing a little bit of research and just wanted to see if I wanted to offer it. I'm like, don't think this is gonna be one that I'm gonna do. Anyway, that's my story of why I don't do Roblox. But Roblox, do you go into a like certain set room every time or a set um place to play games, or how do you do it? If you want to share. If you don't want to Hey, Dina, hello. Yes, you found me. Thank you for coming on. Tony was doing a lot of troubleshooting for me earlier. You probably saw him. Um, I appreciate everything that he was doing. We're still working on being able to get both the um, chats. Like I can see both of the chats, but you guys can't see Twitch. And Twitch folks can't see YouTube, but we're going to get there. And it'll be a little box like on the screen. I'm pretty sure that people, some of my Twitch friends that do puzzling, they have that. So, I might reach out to them at some point and ask them how they've done it. I think they use the OBS software too. Um, but anyway, Dina, thank you so much. Tony spent a lot of time this morning on it, like about 2 hours. And now he's actually, I think he's working on some training for work. He has to do work today. I took the day off. Um, and I'm glad that I took the day off. So I'm going to go out and do a smidge of shopping at some point. I think we're going to go see Tony's folks. Then we'll maybe go see a baseball game. Oh, so if you haven't, most of you have, but if you've not signed up for my husband's channel, Bleacher Life, it's Barnstormer Bleacher Life. He does baseball games, um, a lot of shorts. Fireworks are the longer ones, intro videos, all sorts of good stuff. So bleach your life. And if you like supporting me, he's the one that's behind the scenes getting everything technological working correctly, because I can do a little bit, but just enough to basically like break it. And then I'm like, Tony, please help me. So that's what he was doing. Hey, and Leslie's there. Okay. Roblox, remember, keep it nice in the chat because otherwise, um, while I don't know how to block people, I could end the stream pretty easily. So go do your thing if you need to. But yeah, folks, Roblox asked you to put in the chat if you happen to know of anyone that plays Roblox. I'm guessing probably no, because most of you, I think, are a little on the closer to my age than not. But Leslie, good to see you. I was talking earlier about our conversation regarding the OG, original groupie. And I was like, who said that? Who came up with that? I'm like, I think that was Leslie. But I couldn't remember. So it's Leslie the Puzzle Nerd. I knew it was Leslie and Puzzle, but I didn't remember your whole Leslie the Puzzle Nerd. So Leslie, as you can see, this is the way I generally stream. You can see my face and the puzzle at the same time. And that's okay, no problem, Roblox. I just, sometimes it's the Wild West out here. And, that it makes you a little bit nervous to stream me at times, because I do a program for our library for knit and crochet, and it's an online program. And we had during the pandemic some really bad Zoom intruders. I was so shaken. I had to stop the whole stream. It was horrible. It took me a little while to um, recover from it. I felt like it was, it was, it was truly awful. And I was very thankful that the folks that were on my stream were kind of like, oh, the person, you know, they just didn't have anything else to do. But when I was responsible for all the people, in my mind, I was responsible for them having a good time on the stream. When that happened, I was horrified. I mean, there were a couple of people that I could tell were streaming, the older folks that liked to, older folks meaning me and others that were crocheting, they wanted to see if they could get a rise out of us. um so they were doing things just kind of in fun. They, you could tell that they weren't crocheting and or knitting, and like when I'd be like, hey, people, show us your crafts, they would hold up like coffee filters and like, this is the design that I'm making, and I'm like, hey guys, you know. So we had maybe two or three of them, nothing bad. But um the one that we had, I was oof. So that's why I'm a little bit sensitive to that stuff. And so that's why I do not want any sort of that kind of nonsense, because while everybody on my stream was kind about it, it I was shaking after it happened. So enough about that garbage. Okay. So Leslie, I'm not sure, you had said you put in a smiley face in there. I'm not sure, and just previously Roblox had said, people, if you play Roblox, put your emoji in there. And I don't know if no, I don't know if you saw that when he asked, when I assume Roblox is a he. I don't know why I should assume that, but um, for people to put an emoji in there if they play. So that might be what they're saying right now. So yeah, I like it, Roblox. And yes, Bleach Your Life is, yeah, okay, that's what I thought. It was a matter of timing. So that's why I wanted to mention that Roblox, I'm sorry, I don't think she plays. But yes, Pepper is a little tired. Once he gets his like we feed him wet and hard food and wet and hard. We got into this habit during the pandemic when we were home. We fed him more because he kept asking for it, and now he knows. We used to feed him in the morning before work, when we came home from work, and he was satisfied. But now, if we're here longer, and he even does it in the morning before work. So I know it's our problem. And you might say, well, who's the parent here? And it would be us. But so anyway, after he gets his food, he generally kind of chills out. And that's what he's doing right now. He's just hanging out and sleeping and relaxing. And he keeps Tony company during the day when Tony is home working. I am fortunate to have one day um, that I'm working from home. So Pepper will take advantage of that whenever he can because he's a little food monster. Oh, thanks, Elisa. I appreciate it. Oh, good call. Okay, as a reminder, don't share identifying information unless you want potentially to share it with the rest of the world. Was that a reminder for me or a reminder for somebody else? Because I think everybody knows that your name's Tony and my name's Lisa. I think. Oh, just for everybody. Okay, cool. I think we don't have an official moderator for the channel, but I think that Tony is right now. Thank you, sweetie. I love you. Um, good, good plan, Roblox. That's the way, wet and dry. My understanding is cats can be have issues with um, like kidney stones or kidney crystals or something like that. And so that's why someone told us when Pepper came into our life, they're like feed wet and dry because that's to help that sort of thing. So it's good pet parenting. It's just the number of times that we feed him. That's the tricky bit. We feed him generally the same amount of food. We just kind of make the can, last longer. But yeah. Okay, and thank you. Tony's sharing that information both to YouTube and to Twitch. Just as a reminder, don't share any identifying information unless you want everyone else to see it. That is probably, Nancy, that kind of makes sense that it is not for little kids. I am sure that many of them try, or maybe if they have older siblings, they might go on. But yeah, it seems as though, oh good, I got some more in there. It's just many online games you just have to be a little aware, a little cautious. Okay, so we have, looks like her shoulder is right in here. I'm going to move, we'll put these guys over by the yellow. That makes sense. We'll have this one sitting over with the border. And I'm going to put these bits over where they should go. And I have some more, maybe that goes there. Does that go there? I don't know. I'm taking a break from yakking for a few minutes. I was in rare form yesterday. Yesterday morning, I was talking up a storm. Tony would probably say that that's usual, but I feel like I was a little bit more chatty yesterday than usual. Okay, since I want to see some stuff more connected, I think it's time for me to go do um some more piece shopping. Hang on a second here. Got that. I guess that's be like this. And then this is over here. Oh, I want to connect this stuff so bad. So I'm going to look for some pink purple, and I'm going to look for her orangey colored shoulder of her dress. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, whoop. Uh, now Roblox is sharing a Michael Jackson song. Let's see here. Are you singing along to music? So Jolene says first got the cat, fed him cheap food, and he had crystals basically his whole life. When we switched to better food, it was less often. Okay, so as far as the crystals are concerned, yeah, we just took Pepper to the vet, and um, we just took him to the vet, and the vet said he's overall doing really well, but we need to watch his water intake. Put a little water in with his food, and then that helps. So it's not to the worrying stage, It's just to the yeah, be a little bit mindful. She says she makes it so her cat is actually like having a soup. I think that's a little extreme, but she is the one that has gone for school for this. You know what I'm saying? So, um, I just feed him like a little bit of, I have him a dish of water for sure. That I need to, fill up each day. I don't do it every day. I need to be a little better with that. Okay, so I'm working on a little bit of the sunglasses. You can see there's a little bit of there's buildings reflected in her sunglasses. So that's what I was working on a bit. And this is another texture thing because as these are buildings, I don't know if it's texture patterns more so. Um the um do let's see. The windows will be up and down. I can't see that. Your friend, I did not block you. If you're talking about me, I did not block you. I just don't have anything to add at the moment. And I'm also not typing. Michael Jackson's okay. He had some interesting things going on, but his music was good. So, but just like I say in um my other live stream um that I do, I generally like my time to be relaxing and enjoyable for people, and I don't like to delve into topics that are potentially uncomfortable or anything like that. During the pandemic, I had somebody that was talking a lot about um, COVID and such because she was a nurse, and I get it. She needed to vent, but I had to interrupt, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but this is a stressful thing for everybody, and I don't really want to be talking about that. So I know certain topics, definitely politics and such, are not going to be things that we're going to be talking about here, or some other, you know, things that might be unpleasant. I know that there's a whole lot of unpleasant in the world, but it doesn't have to be here, you know? So, 14 years old. Oh, here we go. Increases water intake. He had crystals. Yep. 14 comes bought him a water fountain to drink of, and he loves it. Drinking more water. Yeah. Um, oh, you can do the moonwalk. Good for you. I cannot. Um, ooh, does this go this way? Maybe. Let's leave it like that. We thought about getting Pepper a fountain. Every time I go to the pet store, I'm like, should I get him one? And then I think, I don't know. I know you gotta clean it often, and I don't know that I would clean it as well, and I wouldn't want him to get sick just because I wasn't cleaning it. So that's why I haven't. I know he would, I'm pretty sure he would really enjoy it, but yeah, to get away from the other stuff for sure. Dishes of food always full. If I'd done that with my Pepper has gained a couple of pounds. He's like 14 now, and 14 pounds, and I remember that when we took him to the vet when he was around 11 pounds, she was like, I really don't want him to gain more weight. And I'm like, so when he gained a little weight, it's because of the treats probably that I give him sometimes, that we give him. So we got to work on that a little bit because they say, that's 3 pounds when a cat is 11 pounds. That's like a quarter of a body weight. So that's not great. So we got to work on that. And yes, Leslie, I agree to get away from the other stuff, particularly when it was during the pandemic. Um, you're welcome, Elisa. I think you were talking about trying to keep this a nice, comfortable space where people enjoy to be and not have bring other stuff into it. Oh, that's a good idea. Putting a reminder in your phone. I have a tendency to put in reminders about things and then I don't follow through with them. Put in a lot of like tasks into my phone and then I don't do them. Do you remember when the other day I was talking about body doubling and needing someone to um kind of sit with me and to say, "Oh, you need to get these things done," or wouldn't that be helpful? We talked about the fact that I don't do my my exercises for my um, physical therapy. So that's why, because I have issues with that, I'm concerned that I wouldn't follow through about keeping the water dish or the a water fountain um, clean for Pepper. Probably is an unfounded thing, but I know that since I am a um, immediate gratification. Oh, I like to go do puzzles. I like to go do the thing. That's why I wonder, I'm like, would I actually take care of that as I should? And I don't want to get my baby sick. So, I like that concierge service at the sink. I've thought about that. I've seen people have open up the faucet for their cats. Pepper has such skills. I would be afraid that he could knock the it ours has like it's not like a round handle, I don't think. I think it's of course now I can't remember it. Um I think he'd be able to flick it with his paw and then like turn it on when we're not there. That could be a disaster. But I like that concierge service at the sink. Yeah, I think Pepper might be of the sort that he would enjoy it, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'll come home and I'll say, "Hey, guess what, guys? I finally got Pepper a fountain." And then you have Pepper in the background saying, "It's about time." But I love that concierge service at the sink. Do you not worry that your cats can figure it out by themselves? I think I really would that Pepper would. He's got skills, man. Ooh, good. Fit that together. I always like it when stuff just drops into place. That's not going to fit, but it looked like it should have. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. A paper to-do list. You see it right out in front of you. It's too easy to snooze reminders. I know with email I do that. I'll be like, "Oh, we'll do that again next week." And then you end up snoozing something for 5 times. It's sort of like your alarm clock. I think for me, that was probably one of the worst inventions was the ability to snooze email. So yes, to snooze reminders, not great. Good luck with the paper and pencil if you decide to go that way. I think that's smart. All right, look at that. Not sure which. Here, let's look at the box. Oh, that's great, Jolene. That's super. When it's this one was too. The box looked like it was a little open, but the bag itself, and I left the bag in here so I would remember to mention that. So thank you. I slit this one open too. It was fine. I think this is one that I bought. It has a $3 sticker, and I bought it at the flea market that I went to, Trader Jack's in Pittsburgh. You know, that video that I talk about like all the time that's sitting in my computer when I went to visit my brother. Um, one of these days I'll share that. The kind woman, the wonderful woman at the flea market, she did not want me to video, and I get it. I think I just what did I do? I think I just took some pictures, but she had an amazing um huge amount of puzzles and games. So I'm glad that your puzzle was intact. Oh jeez. Holy smokes. A touch yeah. Oh man, can you just imagine reaching out the little paw and going boop? That, whew, that would be rough. Ours is not that fancy, but I still think that Pepper could figure out um what needs to happen. Oh, that's good, because that could cause some major damage. It's good that it only stays on a couple minutes. Old bookshop cats. Hmm. I have. I wonder. You know what? I'm going to check and see. I'll be right back. I have a puzzle that has cats and books. So I'm wondering if that's the same puzzle. No, that's not it. How about this one? No, but think I bet you all have seen this one before if you haven't done it. So I don't have the one that you just got, Jolene, but um, this is one, Frederick the Literate, I think is what it's called. The Cats of Charles Wysocki. It's a Buffalo Games. Has anyone done this one? I got this oh, 2.99 from Goodwill. Oops. 2.99. So 750 pieces. That one should be a pretty good one. It's not a whole lot of fur. It's just one cat. The books are very easily identifiable. Um, oh, this is funny. Okay, so they have interesting titles. Trashy cuisine recipes. So it's Wallowing in Garbage is the name of the book. There's another one called Sardine, another one called Field Guide to the Garbage Can. The Bible is Holy Cats instead of the Holy Bible. There's another book, Cat o' Nine Tails, Rat Holes of the World, A Tale of Two Kitties, um, del- Delicious Field Mice I Have Known, The Killer Sparrow of Ipswich, um, Renowned Siamese Mousetraps. Yeah, this is great. All right. Thanks, Tony. I appreciate it. Yeah, it is a class. I've seen so many people do this one. Um, it is a nice one. And you say you don't normally like Charles Wysocki, Nancy? Um, oh, he's out on YouTube as well. Thanks, Tony. Thanks for everything. Good luck with the real work that you were telling me about you needed to do. Um, okay, your copy was a 1000 piece by Milton Bradley. So I bet you anything this is a um well, it says image is copywritten Charles Wysocki. So maybe he licensed. I'm assuming Charles Wysocki is the artist, right? I should know that. But So yeah, this one's 750 pieces, and so 1,000 pieces by Milton Bradley. Okay, I need to get more puzzles that are 750 or less, like 500 pieces. I've had some of these little snack size ones that I've done. I did this one with these ice creams, and then I did this one when I was out of town. This little bookshop on the little camper van. So this was kind of fun. Um, these are from, they're only 100 pieces. They're called Puzzle Snacks, and they are from Workshop, WERKSHOPPE. And um, the Mobile Book Club was by Joe Reed. I can't really, I wonder if I turn it this way. Do, 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 do. That's the artist for this one, Joe Reed. And then this one was Ice Cream Pops by Katie Daisy. What a pretty name. So I have some of these smaller piece ones, and they're nice and they're portable. They aren't cheap. These are $12, but if you're wanting to go camping or something, it's good. But in general, I need to find more like 500 piece puzzles that I could do like here, because maybe I'd get a few more puzzles done, but it's not a contest, right? So, okay, I'm going to try to shop for a few more pieces to maybe put together, finish her sunglasses to keep them tidy, and maybe some of these other purpley pieces. I just want to get stuff a little more tidied up, I shall say. Something else that's kind of fun over the 4th of July holidays that I found, or when you go to those um, outdoor um, like festivals where there's like craft fairs and music and fireworks and whatnot. Does anybody have a tradition of going to any of those during the 4th of July festivities? Sometimes there's great food. There's a woman that I've purchased some crocheted flowers from that goes to one that's near us. And I was thinking about checking out the craft fair, seeing if she happens to be around so I could buy some more of those flowers. They're beautiful. Okay. Is it this one? No. I had purchased a bunch for myself and a bunch for my mom, and the woman had it done so nicely. She actually had, you could choose the different stems of flowers that you wanted, all different kinds, and then she would package them up in tissue paper and wrap them in a bow so you can actually present them to someone. Oh, so nice. Let's see. So then I have those back from my mom. But I would, as if people don't know, my mom died in the fall. I do miss her. I miss my dad. Now that both of them have passed. Okay, so I was able to do a little bit more. Ooh, does this fit? No, not yet. So close. So close. Let's do a little bit more piece shopping to see if I could find any more connecting pieces. There's a little bit of, I think that pink will go there. A little more of that goes over there. A little bit of that. Put these two trays back in here because I've consolidated pieces, so I don't need to have them all, the boards all out. I so appreciate you all being here with me. chatting and talking, working on your own puzzles or doing other things. I appreciate you being here. Elisa, thank you for posting your recent pictures of your state fair puzzle. For whatever reason, on my community page, sometimes messages like don't show up right. So I will apologize in advance if I don't respond back, um, or whatnot. I just thank you all for your patience. If you don't haven't posted your puzzles yet, please consider doing it because then we can chat about them um, and enjoy the puzzles that everyone's doing. I know that Elisa posts, um, Sonia posts, Aga, who is in Poland for the summer. She has posted a few of her puzzles. I think Sue and Nancy might have posted some on the community page. Can't quite remember. So please consider if you have a puzzle that you're starting or you wanted to show off your haul of how many puzzles you purchased at the thrift store or online, please do so. I'd love to see them. We're going to move the little chicks over here because I have a feeling there's some of the blue that's in here. Oh, that's her earring. I think that's her earring. I don't know what that is. Okay, there's some more of that. Oh, I appreciate it, Elisa, and I appreciate you. I'm glad that you enjoy being here. I think it's a pretty fun place to be. Everyone's supportive and kind, and that is the whole point. Why would you want to be someplace that you're not happy? So I'm glad it's a happy place for me too. I like to know, I like to I think of you all as my friends, even though I've never met you in real life. I think of you as my friends. And sometimes I'll say to Tony, I want to go see if my friends will see me. And literally this morning, I'm like, I exercised. I want to tell my friends that I exercised this morning since I was talking about it. So there you go. Oh, you're quite welcome. It was delayed, but it was there. So just whenever you post, if I don't post right back, know that I have tried to get better with replying to the pictures. Okay, well, oh, there's another one. Does that work? I think so. All right, thank you so much. Thank you for coming, Sue. Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, happy holidays. Happy 4th of July, Sue and others. If you have to scoot out, I'm going to be on here for a little while longer. Do need to do some adulting stuff today. But I also want to go buy a dress. I'm not really a dressy sort of person, but I looked up and there's a store that's pretty close to me that's having a sale on dresses. And I was like, I think I might have to go check them out. Yeah, you're definitely one of the OGs, Elisa. I appreciated you. You were the first one I think that was commenting on my videos and it made me feel very happy. I do have a couple other actual videos in the works, but I think we've talked about the fact that sometimes you just don't have time to do things, or I've been making other other choices for where I'm putting my energy. So if I get puzzles, or if I get videos up, I do, and if not, that's okay too. Let's see. I let Pepper sleep with me tonight. Not tonight, yesterday, because of the rain. I was like, okay. When he does, then he wakes me up. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. I know he's gonna do that, but I can't help it. I want to be like, oh, he can be with me, and I know that I'm not gonna sleep well, so that's why I'm yawning. Oh, thank you very much, Nancy. I appreciate it. I just love people hanging out and chatting. Makes me happy. And I don't do I generally don't do like the notifications anymore. I used to. I just kind of pop on whenever. So I always appreciate when you guys find me, because I used to on occasion try to make those thumbnails so people could like um what is it? Mark that they wanted to watch it and remind them. Most of the people I think weren't doing it that way anyway. So okay, so now I have lots of random pieces scattered all over. That's right, Elisa. We do have our name in common. Hmm. Okay, maybe it's time. I wanted to do her. I wanted to do her dress, which has the little bitty dots. It's yellow, orange with the little bitty dots, and I have not. Oh wait, they're over on this one, I think. Oh, you're lucky, Dina. Your cat doesn't wake you up until the morning. Sometimes Pepper doesn't wake me up until like 5, which would be perfectly happy about. There was a point that he was waking me up at like 1 and 2, and I'm like, oh no, this can't happen, which is why I stopped letting him in. Um, every now and then I'll give in, like if we go out of town, I'll feel bad when we come back, so then I'll be like, okay, Pepper gets to sleep with me. Yeah. Ah, well, I'm glad your cat doesn't wake you up. Generally don't have to set an alarm clock these days, that's for sure. Oh, excuse me. I'm glad, Elisa. That makes me happy. Yeah, I just love this pop art. It's very colorful. I might have to take a look for those other ones. Of course, I have so many puzzles. But you know what? I have a Puzzle Warehouse gift card that I got for my birthday, which was months and months and months ago. But I've been like, oh, I have to go online. I have to shop. I have to do um, I got to place an order. But while it's a nice amount, it's basically probably enough for one puzzle. And I'm a little nervous that if I go online, I will want to buy more than one puzzle, or I'll want to buy a puzzle that's larger than the gift card, and then of course, that's a slippery slope. So, yeah, I've only purchased from Puzzle Warehouse once, but it was a good experience. Does anybody else buy from Puzzle Warehouse? They have an actual their warehouse. Oh golly, sorry about this, folks. In Missouri, I think. And we talked about making a road trip there sometime, and we just didn't do it. But they have a couple of, I think twice a year, they have a puzzling competition. So I thought about going to that. I haven't done that yet, but I should look. They might even have a sale because of the holiday. Most of the times it's like the holidays, like Thanksgiving or Christmas or something. You can buy um, puzzles, so it's quite possible that they would have a sale. So maybe my gift card will go further. So I should give that a look. Oops. I almost feel I should take a nap today. And I definitely can. But I also know, whoops, sorry about that. I also know that I want to go visit my in-laws today sometime with Tony. So we'll have to factor that in. But I know since he's working, maybe what I should do is I should eat my lunch and take a quick nap before that time. So, oh, good idea. Oh, oh, hey Cynthia, thanks for joining. So it's this month. So that's what, next weekend? Wow, it's is the Puzzle Warehouse where they have the whole thing open. I think they do tours. And I had thought about, thanks Nancy for mentioning that. I had thought about going to that at one point, but I think there was something else that was happening in for us travel wise in July, so I opted not to. Plus, since I bought like 5 or 6 puzzles at the puzzle convention that was in March, I was a little concerned about going in person and going a little overboard with buying puzzles because, you know, I'd be like, oh, well, we drove, so we have plenty of room to bring back puzzles. Don't know that that would have been a good idea. So, good luck, Dina. I hope you find some puzzles when you go to Goodwill and that you find some of those canning jars. I know you said for dry storage, but have you ever done any canning? My grandmother used to. She had so many um, jars when we were cleaning out their house when they were moving. They had a lot stored up, but you know what? That's how you can save food for sure. Has anybody else done any canning ever? You see them at the grocery store, but I'm sure they're very expensive. But I figure if they have them at the grocery store, that means somebody's still, you know, doing canning. That's funny, Jolene. Yeah. Well, when I first started out, I was only buying stuff from the thrift store. But then you get enticed when you watch other people's channels for sure. I'm sure you guys have felt the same way. I'm like, "Oh, that looks so nice. I should go get that one." Or you find out about a puzzle warehouse and then you're like, "Oh my gosh, look at all these different puzzles." Now, the interesting thing is that there's a lot of brands that you will never find at the thrift store. Except for I did find a Magnolia puzzle the other day. I was like, "Oh, I've heard about that brand." Um, so I have that one. I've gotten a couple of New York Puzzle Company puzzles from them, and that's how I found that I liked New York Puzzle Company. I'm looking up at my puzzle storage area. I have a Eurographics, which is one that you don't generally see at the thrift store. I got a Cloudberries, also you don't generally see it at the thrift store. Um, but most of those, like I hear that Art and Fable's a good one. Never done one of those because you won't see them there. You see like maybe some Cobble Hills, a lot of Buffalo, Gallison. Um, and I think if you've seen my videos where I do the puzzle hauls of the thrift stores, some of our thrift stores are just not organized very well. And you're digging through toys. Dina, is the one that you go to, is it organized well for puzzles? There was one that I went to that at one point it had been organized very well, and then sadly they switched it over to um like a purse storage or shelving area, and I'm like, I am not a purse person. And I was so sad because the puzzles before had been lined up one right after another. Beautiful. And for my, librarian mind with things being in order, I just loved it. But then I didn't go like for 7 or 8 months. That's where I found the Willy Wonka puzzle. I was so sad that day. And there was a lady that was looking for board games and not puzzles, but we were just kind of chit chatting about how things changed at that thrift store. And she kind of made it her mission to find me a good puzzle because I was so sad. I think she was her son collected Monopoly games, and so she was scouting through the Goodwill Toys shelves to see if she could find some different kinds of Monopoly games for him. So, I kind of talk to random people sometimes, even though I'm introverted. Um, and because I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe it." She's like, "Well, I'm going to find you a good puzzle." And she found Willy Wonka, and like my whole mood just changed. I was like, "Oh, bless you. You're like amazing. Thank you so much." I get very excited about some things. I think that's good to get excited and happy and grateful because it makes life so much nicer to be appreciative than to be a sourpuss. Don't get me wrong. I have lots of moments where I'm kind of negative or I'm salty about things, but in general, I try to be positive. I'm a worrier though, but that's another thing. Dina, I get it. Not a fan of canning, afraid of botulism. I get it. I think I probably would be that way as well. The only canning that I ever did was with my mom because she was a home ec major, and in junior high we were required to do a science fair project, and so this wasn't an experiment, but basically I went to her choir group after having dried apples, freezed apples, and canned apples, and it was kind of a taste test. What did people prefer? Like, what was the best method for preserving apples? Completely unscientific. There was no hypothesis really at all. My mom was just trying to help, and she did a great job, but that was the only time I did any canning. One day I'd like to try it on my own, but not anytime soon. Oh, your puzzle place is organized, or your Goodwill's organized well. That's amazing. There's always the downside that because it's organized so well, then you will buy more. That would totally be me. Um Jolene, very disorganized. You want to straighten. I do that sometimes. I do that more at yarn stores than at the thrift stores, but on occasion I do that too when I see that there's puzzles. I try to help out the puzzlers sometimes. I pull some puzzles out of the toy area, but sometimes the shelves are so, I think the term is kitty wampus. I don't know where I've ever heard that, but everything, dolls, toys, plastic guns, whatever, and it would be too hard to shuffle it, but sometimes I do. Glad to know I'm not the only one. There I did go to a Savers once. It's quite a ways from our house, but Savers, their shelves, they didn't have a ton of puzzles, but it was very organized as well. For all I know, that's changed just like my previous beloved thrift store, but we'll see. Maybe I should go on a hunt for uh a different thrift store that's my favorite. Oh my gosh. Yes, that makes sense, Cynthia. The toy areas in particular. Now, if families have to go there together, I get it. But I've seen sometimes kids just sitting in the toy section and pulling out all the toys, and it's like all over the floor. And their parents are there and they're not watching the kids or saying, oh, you should, let's not take out that XYZ. I don't have kids, so I can't really say too much, but I feel like I would hope that I would be a little more mindful in realizing that there's other people walking around that don't want to trip on your kids or toys. But that's might be an unpopular opinion. I do work with kids all the time, but they do the same thing at the library. Sometimes they leave toys everywhere, but most of them pick them up. So, but yeah, I think the time to go to a thrift store is probably like at the very beginning of the day because that's before the store has gotten messy from all the people that come in. Yeah, that makes sense, Leslie. Because after a while, you only go so many times, and it's sort of like you get hit in the head. It's like, why would you keep getting hit in the head, metaphorically speaking, by if you're always confronted by, a mess and destruction of the puzzle area and the games area? There's only so many times it's, that you're going to be a glutton for punishment. It's kind of funny. I used to help with the language. We had an online language conversation group, and I never realized how many figures of speech and phrases that I use that the average non native speaker would not get. So glutton for punishment, for example. I just found myself catching that, saying that stuff often. I'd be like, oh, they probably don't know that word or that phrase. But yeah, you definitely have a little bit more control over that. I know that sometimes people still find that the new puzzles will be missing pieces as well, but it's much more rare, I think. Oh, you managed to crack. I love the Cracker Barrel gift shop. People would do that in there too? Oh my gosh. The idea that they would send their kids there, I don't think I've encountered that. But I'm sorry that that was the case. So you had unattended kids there, is what you're saying. Oh my gosh. Nightmare. Nightmare. Also not safe for the kids. But that's a whole nother story. Leslie, where do you generally purchase your puzzles from? Do you get them from Puzzle Warehouse or do you shop the actual like website of the company? So you probably have done a fair number of those like fancier puzzle brands. I have this all queued up ready to take a little video, but I did a puzzle by Hobry, I think. They're from Canada. They're now at Marshalls and TJ Maxx, I think, and some home goods stores. Oh, I love that puzzle. Um, Also another puzzle that you'd never find at the thrift store because they're so rare. But so I've done a couple of those types of puzzles that you don't see very often, but I bet you, Leslie, that you've done a lot more of those. Because when you're on the Puzzle Warehouse website, you can search by puzzle brand. And I think they had like, I don't know, 20 different brands. Can search by artist, I think. And I know that I keep saying Puzzle Warehouse, but I know that's not the only large puzzle organization. I just can't remember the name of any others. And that's the only one that I've shopped at, honestly. So, does this go? No, I want it to fit. Come on. Oh, and Elisa buys all new puzzles. Okay. Um, oh, that's good that you try to make some smaller retailers. Oh yeah, the White Mountain store. Where's that? Where is that? Is that in New York or Vermont? That would be a fun trip. Yeah. Oh, so you've done lots of them. I've definitely heard of all of them. I know that Javi really likes unified pieces because they have the bag and they have that magnetic closure. I don't have any of those yet. I've not purchased them. Art and Fable I've definitely heard about. Um I have one Enjoy puzzle that I think I bought from Amazon. Um and that one, I'll show you the one Magnolia that I have. Oh, okay, White Mountains in New Hampshire. Okay, very cool. Let me go get my Magnolia. I also have a um, several from Peace Relax because I bought some plastic puzzles, so I went directly to them. I have that's my little. I don't think I've. Okay, I made the vase and then I started making a little flower arrangement for it. But isn't this cute? This is like reading. I think it's called Happy. What is it called? Happy Reading. I think I saved the box, but it's adorable. I think it's a candy dish. It's not really a vase, but plastic pieces. So I have bought directly from them, but this is the Magnolia puzzle. Isn't that pretty? It's 1,000 pieces. I got it for $2.99. It's a little like houseboat, and it says life is a puzzle. I don't know if that's the. Oh no. So maybe that Magnolia Puzzles, life is a puzzle. Maybe that's their tagline. And it this one is called I just saw it, From Sea to the Sky by Nihal Sifter, I think. Has a nice big chunk out of it. And, but it is taped, so there's that. Um, oh, that's interesting. So it says missing part support. Determine the coordinates of the lost part and fill the missing part form in our internet site. The missing part will be sent to you by mail. Huh. So that's really cool. Oh, Magnolia says that they're made in Turkey. Every puzzle is classified from 1 star to 5 stars according to how hard and complicated it is. 1 star is the easiest, 5 stars is the hardest. Let's see how many stars this one has and where the stars would be. Oh, there it is. Difficulty level 3 out of 5 stars. Yeah, I thought so too. I'm guessing that this is at least like a $25 puzzle, maybe. I don't know. That gash is kind of interesting, but I think I'll be okay. They have some just really pretty. I see. I think that's the key with this. With the other brands, is the artwork is just so amazing and so different. And some of these, like I've seen some people do, they're just, it literally is art. And while um well, this is the artist series, the one that I'm doing, it says artist series, so that's art too. But like, for example, the Charles Wysocki with the cat one, the Frederick the Literate, I don't look at that and say, wow, that's gorgeous, that's amazing. I look at it and I say, oh, it's nice, it's a cat, and they're books, and I like both of them. But some of these are so stunning that, and I've seen so many people that buy those stunning puzzles, but you don't get them at the thrift store, except for this one. Yay! So I was pretty happy about that. And I've not done the Pintu and the Peace Relax large ones yet. I bought two. I think I have the Pintu puzzle that I bought is like 3 polar bear cubs. So I'm going to do that like in the winter time. And then the Peace Relax one that I bought is the Donna Louise one where she's sitting at the puzzle table. I'm really excited to do that one. Here is another one that I got at the thrift store that I'd never seen before. And I think it might be from London. Um, let me take a look in the chat and then I'll show you this other one. I'm going to keep it a secret. Um, Thank you, Elisa, for your support. Let's see. So several directly from them before retailers here got them in. They cost over $30. Okay, makes sense. I mean, they're gorgeous. Um, and I picked it up. I'm not sure I knew anything about it, but I picked it up because I was like, I've never seen this before. I So when you're at the thrift store and you see something that's not a Seiko, that's not a Buffalo Games, that's not a Gallison, even Springboks, there's a lot of Springboks. There's vintage Springboks too. Um, Bits and pieces. You might see Suns out, but when you hear these other brands, you're like, oh, gotta snatch that. Um, we've never seen Magnolia rated anything other than 3 stars. That makes sense. It's a nice middle of the road. They don't want to, it wouldn't be to their advantage to say this is a 5 star difficult puzzle. I mean, can't tell if it's raining. Oh yeah, it looks really dark outside. um, I had a good experience with Puzzle Warehouse, Elisa. I bought, I think, 5 puzzles from them very early on in my videoing. I did do one video, so I think it was only 5. Um, to be honest, I should go back and see if I'd actually done um those 5 puzzles. I'll go back and watch that video. Oh, wow. Just heard thunder. It's kind of funny. I was doing yard work and I had a um my little rubber bucket of for putting weeds in. I decided to throw all the gloves I was using and my implements into that bucket. And then it rained last night, so it was half full of water. So I was letting the gloves dry out outside. I knew it was going to rain more. Why did I do that? I should have at least put it in the garage. Oh, well. Oh, you have the polar bear one? Have you done that, Leslie? Yeah, the only plastic one that I've done so far is this little one. So I was a little concerned about it because I know I have a little bit of arthritis in my fingers. One finger, a couple fingers in particular, are kind of painful. And I had heard, I think from Javi, it's a little piece of cat hair. I think I had heard from Javi that sometimes the plastic pieces you had to really press down on. So when I got no, the Donna Louise puzzle, I think that's like 1,000 pieces, and I think the Pintu one is up there too. I'm a little concerned, but I think I'll just take time, and I'll say, okay, I'm gonna spend a half an hour. After that, we're gonna move on to another one. Maybe I won't do the cozy Donna Louise one. That's a perfect one for fall and winter. So I only have two plastic ones, both which are winter ones. Maybe I won't do that one next. We'll see. Um, let's see here. Yeah, it's the best to why not be positive? You know? Oh, okay, so you did it and it was fun. Now the question is, did you take it apart or did you hang it up or something? Because I could see since it holds together so well, I don't think I'd want to take a plastic one apart. I probably would want to put it on a shelf. I don't know if you could actually hang it, but put it on like one of those like floating shelves, that you screw into the wall. I don't know. I was having that problem with the Hobry puzzle. I was tempted to hang it up, and that's actually part of the video. I have it upstairs in the second bedroom, very precariously balanced on a piece of um, foam core board because I was hoping to video it, and I'm still tossing it over my head. I don't know if I'm going to hang it or not. Um, but the hold is so good that I don't know. I don't know. They break them down into separate bags to make them more manageable. Oh, okay, that's good. That's good to know. So this other puzzle that I got, it's this one. It's a Gibson's, and it is all like little individual puzzles, and they're all different kinds of birds and different flowers. It's called Coastal Calling. And Gibson's, I got this also from Goodwill for $2.99. And the artist is Kate Heiss. And it says Kate Heiss creates dynamic, vibrant, illustrative prints that are inspired by her love of nature. She draws inspiration from the flowers and birds in her garden, the landscapes of East Anglia, and her love of bold, colorful floral patterns found in textiles. And colorful is spelt with a U, so I know that it's not, I think it's English. Um, we have over 100 years experience of bringing joy through fantastic products. We are proud to be a British family business, and our puzzles are chock full of warm British charm. Has anyone ever done a Gibson's puzzle? It's interesting. It says Gibson's is out of Maryland, so it's made in the USA, it says, but the company apparently is British. Oh, says it right here. British designed, American made puzzle perfection since 1919. Wow, so it is more than 100 years old. So maybe what I should do is I should do a poll for the two not as common puzzles that I have purchased both for $2.99 from Goodwill, the Gibsons and the Magnolia. They're both, they both have sky and gradient and stuff. They might not be people's cups of tea. However, this one is super bold and pretty and kind of out there. So maybe something that's like this that's a little more of an illustration would be okay. What do you guys think? Do you think choosing from one of these as a next puzzle would work? Since these are kind of unicorns, you don't see them in the wild, Magnolia and Gibson's. It'd be kind of nice to do one of those, I think. I have so many puzzles to do. Pepper is still upstairs sleeping, I think. He hasn't come down asking for more food. So generally this is what he does when Tony is at home. He sleeps in Tony's office. He's there when Tony's having a meeting, and eventually he'll make a little meow and ask for more food, but he's pretty patient about it. So he's upstairs someplace. Ah, okay. So you generally sometimes you take it apart and sometimes you keep them together with command strips. That's how I was thinking of putting up the Hobry puzzle. But then as I was picking it up, I was like, "Oh, maybe this hold isn't as good as I thought it was." So that's why I'm like, do I hang it? Do I not hang it? I think I've leaned more towards the I had such a good time putting it together and I liked the feel of the puzzles. Um Javi taught me the phrase soft touch and like a velvety feel. I think he said art and fable is like that too. So since I don't have any other puzzles like that, I was like, should I take apart the Hobry so I'd have the joy of putting it together again? Not sure. Not sure. The video hasn't come out yet, so haven't had to make the decision. Okay, mix it up. I think that's a fair statement. So if I'll put both of these on. Well, it's going to take me a while to finish this, but I will put this as I'm getting closer to finishing that. I will put these on a poll, and we'll see what people think. If it's not their cup of tea, they won't watch. But honestly, I think you guys, kind of like a variety. So, all right, enough chit chatting. Let's keep working on this puzzle. Thank you for your opinion about whether you'd watch one of those. Ooh, I think, does this go? Does this go? Yay! Finally, I got some of her shoulder, um, her dress, the little orange bits. It does feel very odd to not do the border. I might do the border when you guys aren't, when I'm not online. When I've done speed puzzling, you don't necessarily have the ability to do the border right away because if you focused only on the border, you could take like a good 25 minutes just to get that done. And sometimes you might have a big block of color that whatever you could do in a fast way is the best. So, yeah, I was thinking of doing maybe over the weekend um, one of the speed puzzling puzzles in the camper, but if it's going to be rainy, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, good. Thank you, Nancy. Yeah, I think they're both pretty. Okay, so we have all of the dots, the blue dots. I'd like to get that in the correct orientation so I can I think hmm I should really just kind of move them into their homes. Sunglasses are more in the middle. Does that go there? I keep wanting to hit attach them, but I don't think that goes there. Still think I need another piece. Wow, holy smokes. It's 1:41 here. I have not eaten lunch yet. I ate a late breakfast and I was doing dishes and such while Tony was working on my um my setup and stuff here. I know he is working, but I do need to check in and see when we're going to go do our other things today. I think we were planning to go to a baseball game tonight, but if it's, I don't know, maybe the rain will pass. I'm kind of a wimp when it comes to that stuff. Um, you know, be, I've heard, well, someone at work said she's a introvert as well, and she said, "You know what an introvert's favorite phrase is, right? When you're getting together with friends, oh, I'm sorry, we're going to have to," or the favorite words are, "I'm sorry, we're going to have to cancel our plans." And then a person's like, "Oh no," because then they could be home doing their own thing. So when we're talking about rain and stuff, I'm like, "Oh no, it might rain." So I have to stay home and do a puzzle or read or crochet. Oh, bummer. But it's also date nights, when we go out, so I don't want to be a complete poop about it. We'll see. We'll see what the weather is like. We've been to a couple baseball games, not purposely when it was raining, but we got caught in the rain, and it's not my favorite. Um, so, and we have options. There's multiple games this weekend, so yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to see, but I do know that we want to go visit Tony's folks. So at some point I'll check in with him about that. Now, let me get this box back. So I don't know where that goes, so we're gonna just move it. Sometimes that's what you gotta do. Now this one, this is her shoulder. Huh. I I so much want to attach this stuff, but I can't. I'm trying to be a completionist, and it is not gonna be. Oh, is that the little? Oh, here's the little star. The little star goes up here. This one, does that go there? No. Does this go here? No. Hmm. Keep thinking that this might go off the page, but I don't think. Oh, that's where that's at. Okay, so that one just kind of goes and hangs out there, I guess. No. Okay, and so these green dots, we're going to put these up here. Took them out and then decided I didn't want to mess with them. It might be time to do some border. That might help link things together for me. I have another piece of building in her sunglasses, but oh, maybe this isn't correct. Let's see. There we go. Hey, that's better. Okay, so what I'm looking for right now. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna look in the, yeah, in her face and in her hair. It looks like there's some sunglasses. So we're gonna do that. I am excited because I'm gonna be getting some of this together. Oh, it sounds like perfect weather outside for puzzling. Oops, that's not right. I do like gardening, but I'm also good when the weather is not as nice for outside. That's okay by me too sometimes. They just took down a big tree behind our house, which I guess it needed to come down. Oh, is this linked together? Yay, I finally linked it together. So yeah, the tree needed to come down because it was kind of it was encroaching upon houses. It was a very old tree. It looked like it could have come down at any minute, but I was still sad. Oh, hey, baby. Elisa, he found us. Here he is. That makes a lot of sense, Cynthia. That's kind of what I think I'm going to be ending up doing. And it might, what are you doing? Okay, just rub your face on there. Don't be eating any pieces. He's back. This is his way of saying, hello, Mama, I am here. So when you see the camera jiggle a little, oh, you want to come sit on my lap? No, I want to sit on the puzzle. So he's back, Elisa. Come see Pepper. Well, I'll pull out the other pieces. I know where those pieces go, so I'm going to pull those out. Unfortunately, Pepper's laying on them. So probably what that signifies is, oh, he's licking his paws. What that signifies is that pretty soon I'll be done with the puzzle, and then I'll go feed him, because then he'll be mixing up the puzzle pieces again. Did you have a good sleeps? Did you have good sleeps? You can't dig around in the pieces too much because I'll attract attention, and then he'll be like, what you doing over there? Huh? What you doing? I think I'm gonna chomp down on some pieces. And I'll be like, no, you cannot. Put this over here. This little greenery. Seeing as I've been at this for several hours, I think it's probably a good idea for me to eat some lunch before it's dinner, right? Crazy. I don't think I've ever puzzled this much in a live stream. I don't know how long. Oh yeah, I see it. It says 2 hours and 24 minutes. I think this is my longest live stream that I've done. It's given me a lot of time on Twitch, that's for sure, since I haven't been on Twitch in forever. I think I'll sort out by putting the face and the hair, so blue and the hair in the face. We'll just kind of pull those pieces out to the side. Make it a little easier for future Lisa to be working on the puzzle. Ooh. Pepper, I did talk about doing a nap. You want to take a nap with me later? He's like, I just got up from a nap. I don't know what your problem is. Yeah, the fact that you woke me up at 3, that's what my problem is. Do any of you guys take naps still? When I was younger, my mom had to give me star stickers. Yes, he is. He's back to help me puzzle. When I was younger, my mom had to give me star stickers to take a nap because I hated it. Back then, they didn't have all the fancy pretty stickers that I like to collect now. They had just the they might have even been stickers that you had to lick. Does that make sense? It was in a little cardboard box. I think it was red and white with a star in the middle, and the little box slid open, and then it was filled with gold stars. Obviously, this really stuck with me. I think maybe you had to lick them to stick them down. I know you didn't peel them off paper, and I kind of doubt you peeled them off of the back. That seems like that would be too much trouble. So I think you had to lick and stick them. Um, and it's kind of funny because when I've done adult activities like laundry or whatever, something that's amazing, like pulling out huge weeds, I'll come into Tony and I'll say, I would like some gold stars, please. And he'll give pretend stars and stick them on my forehead. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? I'm going to give you gold stars by sitting here. Oh, he hears Daddy upstairs. So I'm going to do a couple more pieces since he has jumped down. A couple more pieces, and then I am going to have some lunch before it's dinner. And then check in with Tony since he is upstairs and see how he's going with work and what our plans are for uh, the rest of the day. Pepper has now gone upstairs to get food. I'm trying to get these sunglasses done real quickly before he comes back down. Let's see. And I might just take a nap after I eat. I feel so blessed that we still have the opportunity to, on occasion, once a week, work from home. It can change, like if we have a program, sometimes we have to work our work from home days in the building. And I know it can change at any time, so I just try to be as thankful as I possibly can and not to get salty if I have to go into the building, because that is really what our goal is. That's what we got to do. But I'm just happy when I can work from home sometimes. I'm not sure where this one goes. Well, as Tony is taking a break from work, I am going to sign off so I can go say hello to him and see what's going on for the rest of the day. I appreciate you all coming on, and thank you. I'm going to thank everybody that I remember that is here by name. So thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Sue. I'm glad Kenyatta was able to come. Thank you, Elisa. Roblox is probably not on anymore, but thank you, Roblox. And then we had Cynthia that joined us later on. and Jolene. Can't forget Jolene. I'm not sure who's still on except for Nancy, maybe Cynthia. But thank you again so much. I know that you all are just kind of um, puzzling along or doing your own thing. So I don't like to sign off when people. Okay, super. So I got Jolene and Nancy. Um, I hope you both. I hope everybody has a good 4th of July. Knowing me, I'm probably going to come back on, but I'm not sure I'll catch all of you. So thank you so much for coming, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, Jolene. Dina, Dina, I'm sorry. I forgot to mention your name. Thank you for coming. Good luck with your next thrifting adventure. I hope you find canning jars. And everybody have a great holiday, great rest of your day. And Leslie, thank you so much. All right. Bye, everybody. Okay, now to log out.